Hello, I'm Painting with Ruby, and today I'm going to teach you how to paint a waterfall. This is going to be a fun tutorial. You can add this waterfall to any of your landscape paintings. Today I'm going to add it to this forest scenery I'm currently working on, and you'll only need two brushes, a fan brush and a 1-inch brush. I have 3 fan brushes on hand just because I do not feel like cleaning a lot during this tutorial, but you could always use one and just clean it in between colors. All right, so let's get started. And you're only going to need a few colors. I'm using brown, just a touch of black just to darken my brown a bit, and titanium white. You also will need a paint thinner. All right, so I have that dark brown with a tiny touch of black and titanium white on my fan brush, and I'm going to start adding the shadow of my waterfall. And I've decided earlier that I wanted to have my waterfall right here, right dab in the middle. And you could do this on a canvas. I just am working with a wooden canvas today, but it will all work the same. This will just dry a lot faster. You're going to have to reapply paint in between, and we're just pulling down this motion. You got to decide how big you want your waterfall to be. All right, I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to get another fan brush, load that one with some titanium white and a tad bit of paint thinner, because you need your paint to be thinner than the one you just applied so that it'll glide on easily. You're going to start from the top and just pull down. And that's going to create this nice cascade of water. And right now I'm just reapplying paint because after every slide down, you're going to have to reapply paint because this brown paint is now stuck on your white paint and you don't want that. And this is absolutely the most horrible fan brush, so if I can do it with this, you can do it with the one you have. And it's brand spanking new, but someone forgot to do the job of cutting it. Not sure if you can see it that well. It's horrific. And you're just going to keep going over until you're happy with how the angles look. And just covering up that shadow. There we go. All right, I'm happy with how that looks. Now we're going to start doing the shadow of the splashes. So I'm actually just going to use the same fan brush that I have with that dark brown color. And I'm just going to start at the bottom of this using the corner of my fan brush, just tapping. My canvas here is a little indented because it has this deer poking out. And there we go. All right, and now I'm going to go back into some titanium white using that same other fan brush that I just had, or if you're using the same one, just clean it off. And the same thing, we're just going to tap in some splashes. Reapply paint as needed. When it starts turning more brown, you could really see how fast this waterfall just comes to life. And this is using the wet on wet technique from Bob Ross. All right, now we just can't have a floating waterfall, so we need to enclose it a bit. All right, so now we're going to start forming the landscape around this waterfall. And I want it to be like this rocky, cliffy landscape. I'm using my fan brush again, and with the same dark color, I'm just filling in some color, really. We can come back and add some splashes at the end. And you might not even need to do this because it all depends on how your landscape is already laid out. So making my bush a little bit. All right. For the top, I do want to put a lighter color on the top of this rocky cliff. And I'm going side to side. And this is with some brown Vandyke Brown and titanium white. Now for the bottom color, I want that to be a pure black. And I'm just going to pull down. I already had laid out some shadow color before I started this tutorial, but I'm just going to go over it and make some bushes. Just tapping in. When you tap in, work your way down, and it'll leave this paint will become less and less, and it'll kind of just fade away. And that's the effect that you're going for. You never want to completely cover it with paint. Add another friend over here. I want there to be bushes up here too. Came out too dark, so I'm going to use my finger to tap that to oblivion. And I want some green to be in the mix, so now I'm added some green to my 1-inch brush, taking off that cat hair and just tapping in another bush. I'm using a light green color. So I decided that this is looking odd. So I'm going to add another rock formation on this side. Just wasn't feeling how the layout was laying out. And if you have a liner brush, that would be way better. I'm just not near one right now, so this will do. Doesn't need to be perfect. A couple bushes will be on there. Alright, so first thing first, adding a little bit of lightness to the top of that rock. Went into a brown. Alright, now with pure black, let's pull down. Nice if some of that color pulls down with it. Get back into your 1-inch brush and we're just going to tap in some bushes. Brush went too far down, but whatever. This brush is too big for this canvas, so improvising. I'm going to have to come back and fill in these gaps later with the liner brush. So you don't have to finger paint like me. Alright, so I covered my 1-inch brush in light green and we're just going to fill in these remaining gaps right here with some bushes. Need one right here. Back there would be nice. Alright, last thing last, get your fan brush with some white in it and pull up. Create these water splashes. This rock has been here for a long time. Getting hit by this waterfall. Just using the corner of your fan brush, come back over here and just add some extra splashes with some titanium white. I want a little bit more greenery, so I'm just going to use my fan brush. This is tiny. Alright, and that is looking like a wrap. Let's fix this actually. And there you have it, a super simple waterfall. I'm sure yours came out great. Thanks for watching, and I